Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about my 1998 Dodge Dakota and a Maaco paint job review. Hey guys, it's William. Today we have another vehicle review, and this is my 1998 Dodge Dakota. This is my daily driver and I've had it since I was 16 years old. We'll be talking about the history of this Dakota, what me and my dad have done to it over the years, and we'll also be talking about a Maaco paint job that I got on it last week and the quality of it and my experience taking it to the shop and the people I talked to, and I'll let you know my thoughts on it. It's a little chilly today in North Carolina on a February Saturday, but I wanted to get this video out for you guys as soon as possible. I got my truck painted from Maaco in Graham, North Carolina. I've been waiting for such a long time to get this painted, 8 years since 2016. We bought the truck. Well, I say we, my parents bought it for me. They're very generous enough to buy me a whole vehicle, but over the years we've worked on it a lot, and I'll go into that in a minute. But the Maaco paint job that I got on it, it was a long time coming, and so the clear was chipping off of it really bad, and some of the paint was fading off. You could start seeing the primer on a lot of the long flat surfaces. And I took it to Maaco in about October or November, between those 2 months sometime, and I was ready to get it painted. I looked up a few videos on it. I seen the quality of work and I was fine with it. And Maaco is a great place to get, full OEM paint jobs or just a respray, and they also do some collision repair and stuff like that. But all I wanted was just a good, spray over the whole thing, cover up any parts that are chipping. I know right here there was a lot of chipping and stuff. The roof had zero clear on it. The front fenders and the hood, it had lots of fading. You could start seeing the primer. And so I was racing against the clock. I didn't want it to start rusting or get through to bare metal in some places. And so I took it to Maaco. And the man I talked to, his name is Michael. He was such a great advocate or salesman for Maaco. He told me that it's going to cost a lot of money if I just hand it straight over to them, $2,600 in fact. So we talked and he said, but you know what, if you can't do that right now, I know that's a lot of money, I'll tell you what you can do. If you sand it down yourself, we'll spray it over and it will save you lots of money. So that's what I did, and for the past couple of months I've been sanding it down. And I used a orbital sander that my dad lended to me, and I took a bunch of 320 sanding pads, and I took many nights out of the week sanding it down and got it to where it needed to be. And I took it to Maaco last week. They took it over, painted it for me. They painted the inside of the bed for me, and it has turned out so great. It's almost like I never even imagined my Dakota could look like this. I've seen pictures of Dakotas online and stuff of when they were new, but to see it here in front of me now, it's almost like a dream come true, because I've been waiting to do this for since I got the car, since I got the vehicle. But let me know what you guys think about it. For me, this quality of paint job is really, really good. I've already put some Dakota decals on it. I got them off of eBay and they went on great. And it's just been such a joy to walk up to the truck every time and see how shiny and new it looks. And again, or if I haven't mentioned, this is flame red. This is the factory color. I didn't change the colors. Wanted to keep it as simple as possible. And they didn't pull any dents or anything. There's not many, but I'm sure they would have if they asked me to, if I asked them to. But overall, Maaco in Graham, North Carolina, if you're in the area, I highly recommend them. If you have something to be painted, I highly recommend taking it to them. They'll work with you And they were such great folks there. They weren't rude or anything. They didn't try to, you know, scam you or anything. They could have told me 2,600 flat. That's it. Take it or leave it. But they were very nice. And the main manager there, his name is Michael. He's a great man. And but that's it. That's overall my feelings about this Maaco paint job. The quality of it is very nice. It's slick. There's no orange peel or streaks or runs in it. I've looked over it. It looks fantastic, and I'm so happy with the way the truck looks now. So I want to talk about some things we've done to the truck over the years. So this is a spreadsheet of all the things that we've done to the truck since we bought it. And we bought it July 22nd, 2016. And we paid $1,500 for it. And let's see. Having this build sheet has been really great to keep up with your oil changes. That's what we mostly use it for. But I'm going to go through and just give you really quick all the things we've done to it so you can understand, you know, how attached I am to the truck and how much sentimental value it has and what it means to finally have it painted after all these years. So, you know, we bought it 2016. Besides all the oil changes and stuff, we've replaced the rack and pinion steering, the spark plug wires, spark plugs, upper and lower ball joints on the front disc brakes, front brake pads, water pump neck and O-ring. We've replaced the heater coil, air dryer, orifice tube, heater hose. We put 4 Michelin tires on it. And then a couple oil changes later, we had to install a clutch kit at a shop. Then we had, after that, a couple years later, we had an entire engine rebuild done. And I'm sure some of you longtime subscribers may remember Dad speaking about it in some of his videos about how he wanted to film some of it, but it was just so busy coming home from work for him and school for me, and then having to go straight into building the engine or taking it apart or going to Rogers and stuff. And I have a few pictures of it to show you, but we didn't have much chance to film it except a few clips that I'll throw in here, some Jtwes content that you haven't seen before.
All right, we're back. It's actually been 2 days since what you just seen, and we got everything tore down, guys, and I think I've got all the bolts out of the engine and the bell housing. So all we're down to now is putting some chain on it and the engine mounts and seeing if we can raise it out of here. So I thought about pulling the engine out to 140, but the hydraulic's it's just so jumpy. I said, well, we'll get a cherry picker and do it. So we're gonna pull it out with a cherry picker and put it on the back of the Dodge and carry it up the road. But we'll take a few pictures of it, or maybe I'll bring the video back when we do that. I'll bring you a little bit when we disassemble it and put it back together. So, you know, all total it might be a 15-20 minute video, but we'll do it over time.
And so after we rebuilt the engine, we painted it blue, by the way, Chrysler engine blue. That's what they put on the V6s back in the 60s and 70s, back when they painted engines. And you guys know I love painted engines and painted car parts. So then after the engine rebuild, a couple more years later, the clutch was ready to go out again. And so our mistake the first time was not doing it ourselves. And I know a lot of you guys would rather do work yourselves because you know exactly what's being done to it. So I have a few pictures of this as well. Me and Dad put the truck in the shed and we dropped the transmission on the ground. We reached up there, pulled the clutch out, pulled the throwout bearing out as well. That's what was squeaking and making a really loud noise every time you released the clutch pedal. We replaced it, hoisted the transmission back up, bolted it on, and we were ready to go. And since then, this truck has ran smooth, it's ran great. Of course, it has its few quirks here and there and some other things that I want to do to it that I'll mention in a minute. For the future, something I'll take you guys along with me is I want to put some new shocks in it. When I go over bumps, it's a rough ride, and I'm sure these shocks haven't been changed in many years. I also want to put in a roll-in truck bed liner. It's called Herculiner, and it comes in a can, and you roll it on like paint. What you do is you scuff up the bed, and you take a gallon and you roll it up all over the bed and let it dry, and it's like a spray-in bed liner that you just paint it on. I want that because a lot of times over the years, helping Dad put stuff in the truck bed and taking it to the field, we were never rough on the truck or threw anything in there, but it's nice to have that extra coverage, especially now that the truck bed is all shiny, and it would just hurt my feelings if I scratched it. So after we put the transmission back up in the truck, it's been running great ever since, and a couple more months later, we got it painted. And I'm so happy with the paint job. It's been such a great time rebuilding the truck, rebuilding the engine, the steering, the brakes, the dash, we changed some fluid in the rear housing, and it's been, I've learned a lot working on this truck, learned a lot about cars, and, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, learning about my truck, seeing some stuff you've never seen before. And let me know if you want to see putting in the Herculiner, changing the shocks, and whatever else we can find to fix on this truck. And I just want to say thank you to my dad. As you guys know, he's worked on a lot of stuff over the years, but this has probably been the one thing that we've had for such a long time that's always been worked on and always improving. And just to spend that time with my dad, I remember lots of good times with it, and we still have good times fixing on it. We've had it up in the air just a couple months ago doing some brakes, and I'm so thankful to have a dad that takes the time to work on my vehicle, and he's never ever complained about it. He's always been so kind to me to say, bring it over, we'll fix it. So I want to say thank you to Dad, and I love you. And in a sense, this is almost like your truck too, because you've worked on it and you've gotten your hands greasy on it way more than I have. So I just want to say that to Dad, and to the rest of you, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful week and a wonderful year. I hope you have a vehicle that you can work on and bring joy out of. And I'm very happy to share this with you guys so that, if you have an old vehicle, maybe it could inspire you to fix up on it, get it repainted. And I'm just so thankful to have it. I almost don't know what to say, I kind of keep going. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, let me know if you want to see those future videos. And God loves you. God bless you. We'll see you in a little while.